Most never saw this shift approaching, and now the loneliness finally begins to make sense. The Venus-Moon love portal has opened, but this isn't a collective path. This gateway doesn't respond to noise or crowds. It's intimate, one-on-one, just you and the cosmos. Right now, the stillness feels uncanny, not because anything is wrong, but because something sacred is preparing to unfold, and it demands silence. This is a doorway of precision, crafted solely for you. The only requirement? The courage to stand completely alone with yourself. This is the moment where the universe deliberately pulls you back. You may have noticed it. Phone going silent, group plans falling through, people suddenly feeling far. Oh, and if you've recently found yourself pulling back from people, even if you didn't mean to, maybe ask yourself why. If you feel like sharing, drop a comment about what you've been retreating from lately. And if it feels right, feel free to leave 111 along with your comment in order to align with the sacred solitude and divine guidance of this portal. And there's one specific thing some of you are doing right now that's completely blocking your alignment without you even realizing it. It's not what you think, and I'll break it down later. So keep watching. But first, you need to understand why June has felt so strangely disconnected. It's not loneliness. It's a spiritual quarantine. You haven't been abandoned. You've been sealed off. June didn't empty your life. It sterilized it. This month has been about purification, the removal of extra static, noise, people, thoughts, emotions, frequencies that would distort what's coming next. You've been placed in a strange bubble lately, almost like time slowed, like the world kept turning, but you've been watching from outside the glass. That bubble, it's a sacred container. The universe didn't forget you. It's preparing you, because what's coming with the Venus-Moon fusion is too delicate to survive chaos. It needs silence. It needs stillness. It needs you, unentangled. So if you've been feeling like conversations aren't hitting, like people are far away, like you're stuck in a holding pattern, it's not random. You were placed in this silence on purpose, and here's the real twist. That silence, it's not empty at all. Something is moving in the dark, and you're about to feel it press against the walls of the bubble you thought was loneliness. This portal wasn't sent to deliver someone to your doorstep. It was sent to deliver you back to yourself. Everyone's talking about love right now like it's something that's supposed to arrive with fireworks and a name. But this Venus-Moon portal, it's not about finding someone else. It's about finally finding yourself. And that's the love story most people never finish writing. This alignment isn't here to bless your DMs. It's here to make you face what you've been unwilling to love about you, the real you. The parts you rush past, the parts you only meet in silence, the ones no one else claps for but still carry the weight of your entire heart. We've been programmed to believe love means someone choosing us. But what if this portal is actually about choosing yourself in the places you've always abandoned yourself for others? What if your next chapter only begins after you finally stop waiting for someone to show you you're worthy? Because here's the thing, real love doesn't walk in when you're perfect. It rises inside you when you're finally honest. And right now, the frequencies coming through this alignment aren't amplifying your desire for love just to tease you. They're amplifying the parts of you that are still waiting to be seen by you. They're putting the spotlight on where your own gaze avoids itself. It's not always about someone holding your hand. Sometimes it's about learning how to hold your own heartbreak without flinching. You don't need a witness to your becoming. You need courage to become without one. So if this portal has made you feel alone, you're not failing. You're being reintroduced to the most important connection you've ever ignored, the one with you. And you'll need that connection strong, because the next part, it's where we talk about what's been draining your energy without your permission. Empaths don't just feel everything, they carry what was never theirs to hold. Let's be honest. If you're the kind of person who always checks in, always shows up, always picks up the emotional slack, you're probably exhausted right now. And it's not just tiredness, it's something deeper. It's the ache of constantly pouring out without anyone noticing that you're the one who's always emptying yourself for the room to feel full. You've given grace to people who never asked how you were doing. You've carried burdens that weren't yours just to make someone else's life a little easier. You felt pain that wasn't even born in your body because you were tuned into someone else's suffering before your own. That's not weakness. That's not failure. That's empathy in its purest, rawest form. But here's the part nobody tells you. Being a channel for love doesn't mean becoming a dumping ground for other people's chaos. This portal is revealing something powerful, something sacred. That you can't keep putting yourself last and expect to evolve. You can't sacrifice your own clarity just so someone else feels seen. You're not here to be a mirror for other people's healing. You're here to become whole within yourself. And for many of you watching this right now, that realization is going to sting because you've made your life about protecting everyone else's peace. But now, it's time to protect yours. You are allowed to choose yourself, even if it disappoints everyone you used to save. Because the portal that's open now isn't just transmitting love, it's transmitting permission to stop carrying. You're not alone right now, not because someone's beside you, but because something is above you, deciding if you're ready. Have you felt it? That strange, almost invisible weight sitting in the air around you lately? Like something is watching, waiting, measuring? No, this isn't paranoia, and it's not fear either. It's precision. Something unseen is hovering over you, not a presence to be scared of, but a force too intelligent, too ancient, and too exact to announce itself with words. This is the energy of oversight, of sacred observation. Because not every spiritual shift arrives with chaos and signs in the sky. Some come wrapped in silence, in tension, in the quiet hum of something watching to see how you'll respond, not to punish, but to record, to witness what you do when no one else is clapping. The Moon-Venus portal is open, but this isn't an automatic transmission. It's not a cosmic giveaway, it's a calibration. And the question hanging above you right now is painfully simple. Will you choose noise or silence? Will you rush to feel, to fix, to prove, or will you wait to be called? This moment is designed to feel hollow. It's meant to feel like you're being asked to do nothing, because that's the actual test. Can you sit in the discomfort of stillness without filling it with performance? You might feel like something is holding its breath above you. That's because it is. You're being watched, not by people, but by possibility, by the next version of you, by timelines waiting to branch, paths waiting to open. And none of them will move until you show the universe you're not moving just to be seen. You're being watched by destiny itself, and it's not waiting for the loudest one in the room. It's waiting for the clearest. That feeling you've had, the wait, the stillness, the delay. It's the portal doing its final scan. It's asking, are you ready to walk in aligned? Or are you still trying to impress the ones you were meant to leave behind? And what comes next depends on your answer. Because Venus isn't watching the noise, she's watching you. Let's talk about Venus, not the planet, not the aesthetic, the force, the frequency, the embodiment of beauty, truth, magnetism, and brutal energetic honesty. Right now, she's standing at the edge of this portal, not holding flowers, but holding a mirror. And make no mistake, she's looking directly at you, not at what you say, not at your rituals or your spiritual playlists. She's scanning for one thing. This portal doesn't open for the performative. It doesn't open for those still curating their healing like a brand. It opens for the ones who have nothing left to prove. Venus doesn't care how many hours you meditate if you're still trying to spiritually outshine someone else. She doesn't care how many affirmations you repeat if you're using them to escape your actual truth. She doesn't even flinch at twin flame journals or candle rituals or love letters to the universe. If it's not honest, it doesn't reach her. Venus doesn't open the door for the loudest. She opens it for the most transparent. And right now, she's filtering ruthlessly, because this portal wasn't built for the spectacle. It was built for the stripped-down soul, the one who's finally done acting healed, the one who's not auditioning for approval anymore, the one who got quiet, not to appear mystical, but because they finally had nothing left to say. This isn't about shame, it's about alignment. Because if you're still putting on a spiritual mask, even a beautiful, well-intentioned one, Venus will pass right over you. She's not seeking perfection, she's seeking presence. And only those who have stopped performing long enough to feel what's actually there, they're the ones she'll touch. Beauty without honesty is just noise, and Venus doesn't respond to noise. So if it's felt like nothing is moving, like you're being bypassed, maybe it's not rejection. Maybe it's a final request. Stop pretending. Drop the act. Remove the filters. And meet this moment as you are, not as you wish you were, because the door is open. But she won't take your hand until you stop dancing for the crowd. This isn't about calling love in. It's about becoming undeniable to the one who's already on their way. Right now, Venus isn't trying to grant you love. She's trying to recode you for it. This portal isn't a wish, it's a transformation, one that doesn't ask what kind of partner you want. It asks what kind of version of you your destined partner will instinctively gravitate toward. Not in theory, in energy, in presence, in truth. You're not attracting, you're aligning, which means the universe is rearranging you, not randomly, but intentionally. Those tiny instincts you're brushing off, that sudden desire to wear a color you never liked, to change your environment, your tone of voice, your rhythm, your silence. Those aren't flukes. They're signals. The shaping has already begun. Your cravings, your curiosities, the people you no longer feel drawn to. This is the energetic makeover, not the one you imagined, but the one you need to be recognized by someone who doesn't even know why they're drawn to you yet. You're being sculpted into a future memory, something your soulmate will recognize without even understanding how. This is what magnetic alignment feels like. Not loud, not dramatic, but constant. Subtle nudges, sudden urges to say no where you used to say yes, to stay home when you used to chase, to choose differently, not because you're broken, but because you're being tuned. Venus is fine-tuning your frequency. You might not know what you're becoming, but they will. They won't be attracted to your effort. They'll be drawn to your truth, to the version of you that stopped chasing compatibility and started becoming resonance. And here's what most don't realize. The right connection doesn't find you when you're seeking. It finds you when you finally shed every layer that was blurring your signal. You're not preparing for love. You're becoming unmistakable to it. So if you're feeling a strange pull to become someone slightly unfamiliar, even to yourself, don't resist it. That version of you is already in someone else's dream. You're not meant to be liked by many. You're meant to be felt by one. The portal isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It speaks in silence, and only those who've muted the world can hear it. This Venus-Moon portal does not arrive with fireworks. There's no cosmic trumpet, no thunderclap of realization, no flashing neon sign pointing to your destiny. That's not how it works. This is not an event. It's an invitation, a whisper, a thread of intuition curling into your consciousness in a way so soft, so easily missed, you could blink and lose it. It comes as a thought you almost ignore, a sentence in a dream you barely remember, a sudden stillness in the middle of your usual mental chaos, but only if you're quiet enough to notice it. Most won't hear it, not because they're not chosen, but because they're too busy trying to feel chosen. This portal doesn't come for the loud, the distracted, or the constantly surrounded. It comes for the ones who were pulled into solitude without explanation, for the ones who've been drifting from their usual social patterns, not because they're broken, but because they've been selected. You're not in exile, you're in spiritual stealth mode. Only the rare ones are in this position. If you're seeing this, you're one of them. The silence you've been sitting in lately, that's the entry point. It's not emptiness. It's a signal field, one that's been cleared of noise, interference, and outdated resonance so that something new can finally make contact. If you felt like you're disappearing from people's radar, it's because you're not meant to be visible right now, not to them. You're being redirected towards something deeper. The transmission won't be public. It won't be something you can explain. It will arrive quietly, personally, in a moment that won't look important, until everything after it begins to change. The portal whispers your name in a language only your soul can hear. But if your space is full of noise, distractions, projections, or even well-meaning voices, you'll miss it. That's why solitude was the price of entry. And now that you've paid it, the invitation is coming, not in words, not in images, but in the undeniable sensation that something just shifted. The universe doesn't shout over your distractions. It waits for your surrender. You're not losing your mind, you're loosening your grip. There's a reason things feel a little off right now. The moments where you walk into a room and forget why. The times your phone ends up in the fridge, or you're reading the same sentence 5 times and still can't process it. You're not broken, you're not distracted, you're being rewired. This portal isn't meant to be absorbed through logic. It's not sending you bullet points and step-by-step instructions. It's bypassing your structure. It's slipping past your filters. And to do that, it needs your guard down. That's why it's coming through confusion. Venus doesn't want you clear-headed right now. She wants your left brain tired enough to let the real stuff through. Because if you were too alert, too linear, too sharp, you'd talk yourself out of what's trying to reach you right now. The misread texts, the scrambled calendar, the sudden bursts of emotion that seem to come from nowhere. That's not chaos. It's a backdoor. The transmission is sneaky. It's leaking through your half-awake thoughts, your tired conversations, your half-lit tears. And if you're trying to make sense of it all, you're holding the map upside down. Delusion is the disguise that truth wears when logic would shut the door. So yeah, maybe you felt a little ridiculous lately, a little spacey, a little foggy, even kind of emotionally unstable. Good. Because your perfectly constructed defenses needed to short-circuit a little. Only then could the portal's frequency slide into your bloodstream. You're not supposed to think clearly right now. You're supposed to feel strangely right about things that make no sense on paper. You're supposed to dream wildly, believe in things you can't explain, fall in love with ideas that haven't taken form yet. You're not off track, you're in translation. The signal was never meant to be received through clarity. It's arriving in the blur. Sometimes truth won't knock. It'll stumble in through a daydream you forgot to doubt. Not everything sacred comes with instructions. Some things are meant to be felt, not solved. The moment you try to dissect this portal like a problem to be solved, you've already missed it. This isn't a puzzle. This isn't a lesson with a neat little takeaway. This is flavor. What's coming through this Venus-Moon alignment isn't a single message. It's a color, a scent, a vibe, a mood that slips into your life and tints everything around it. Not loud, not direct, but undeniable. You might be tempted to ask, what does it mean? What should I be learning? What am I being shown? But the truth is, This portal is not asking you to learn. It's asking you to absorb. Stop analyzing the sensation. Just notice how things feel different, how conversations hit deeper, how music sounds more like memory, how you're crying over nothing or laughing when you're alone. That's the point. It's all being colored now. This moment in time is flavored with something rare, something that won't last. You're not supposed to keep it. You're just supposed to taste it. You don't preserve perfume. You let it wash over you, and then it fades. But something in you remembers, and that's what this portal is doing. It's leaving a feeling so distinct, so textured, that even when it's gone, you'll measure future moments against it. So don't try to name the feeling. Don't force it to explain itself. Just be in the middle of it. This is not the chapter. This is the underline, the velvet in between sentences. Sometimes the most profound energies don't teach. They touch, and they don't speak in answers. They leave you wondering why everything suddenly feels like poetry, even your pain, even your silence. So if it feels like you're walking through something you can't quite see, don't stop walking. Don't try to define it. Just breathe it in, because this portal won't last long, but it will leave you different in ways you won't understand until later. And maybe not even then. The universe rarely knocks. It flickers, and only the still ones see it. This portal isn't just opening. You're standing directly in its path, and when you're this close, things begin to slip through. You may receive a sign within the next 24 hours. Yes, you, not someone else, not maybe. This is direct. It might not look spiritual on the surface. It won't come with flashing lights or a chorus of angels. It could be a dream that feels too vivid to ignore. A person you haven't thought about in years suddenly messaging you. A strange animal crossing your path at just the right moment. Or maybe it's not a thing at all. Maybe it's a thought. A sentence that pops into your head that doesn't feel like it came from you. A memory that reappears out of nowhere and won't let go. Some signs don't speak. They echo, quietly, persistently, until you finally turn your head and see what's been waiting. This is the nature of cosmic contact during this portal. It won't scream. It'll whisper something perfectly timed, and if you're distracted, too loud, too plugged in, you'll walk right past it, thinking it was nothing. That's the real test of this moment. Not whether you're smart enough, spiritual enough, or healed enough. Just, are you quiet enough? Can you resist the urge to explain it away? Can you hold space for something mysterious to land and not rush to make sense of it? Because the universe is watching how you treat its signals. If you ignore them, they fade. But if you honor even the smallest shift, treat it like it matters, because it does. When it arrives quietly, but not without purpose. This portal doesn't open for the most prepared. It opens for the most present. So in the hours ahead, notice the thing that feels out of place, the sound that echoes louder than expected, the moment that hums with something unseen. There is no such thing as coincidence right now, and if something pulls at your awareness, follow it. It's not a distraction, it's direction. If you're still here, thank you for being part of this moment. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing. Your support means more than you know. Feel free to share your experiences in the comments below. Until next time, stay aware, stay open, and take care.